Hi everyone. In this video we will find an equation of a line given 2 points. Find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that contains the points 5, -3 and 9, 1. In previous examples we've found the equation of a line given the slope and a point. In this case we don't have the slope, so we're going to have to find it. And to do that we will use the slope formula, which is the slope, or m, equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And those are just defining our 2 points that we have, y and x and y and x. And we can define either of our points as being point 1 or point 2. It doesn't matter, just as long as the ordered pair stacks on top of itself. So we have the y coordinate over the x coordinate and the y coordinate over the x coordinate. Don't mix them up. And I'm going to go ahead and pick this to be point 2, and this will be point 1. Again, it doesn't matter. You can define it however, because both points are on the line and we can find slope either way, and the slope will be the same no matter which point is which when we graph it. So it'll be the same when we do it algebraically as well. So now I just need to put in what we have. Since I defined this one as point 2, this is x sub 2, y sub 2. And because I defined this one as point 1, this is x sub 1 and y sub 1. So now I just need to put those into our formula. So we have slope equals y sub 2 is 1, minus y sub 1 is -3, over x sub 2 is 9, and x sub 1 is 5. Then we calculate that. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding the opposite of adding +3. So we have 1 plus 3 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we have a slope of +1, and now we have slope and a point. In fact, we have 2 points, and because they're both on the same line, we can pick whichever one we want. So we will use our point slope form of y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. And again, we can pick whichever point. It does not need to stay in the same correspondence as x sub 1 over here and y sub 1. We don't have to use this as point 1. We could use this one if we want. I'm going to go ahead and go with the smaller numbers here and just stick with 5 and -3 for point 1. We keep the y because it is part of the equation. And y sub 1, I picked this one, so I'll go with -3 equals m, we found is 1, so we'll substitute 1 in here. And then we have x, which is a part of the formula or the equation, and -1, or x sub 1 is the x value or x coordinate of our point that we chose, which is 5. Now that we have everything worked out, we can just solve for y. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding the opposite, so we have y plus 3. And on the right, doing the distributive property with a +1, we get 1 times x is x, and 1 times 5 is 5, so we have x minus 5. And then solving for the y, we'll subtract both sides by 3, and we're left with y equals x minus 8. And that's the equation of our line, and we're all done. For those of you who want to see a little extra beyond, you don't need to stay any longer unless you'd like to see us do the opposite. So we switch the points. So we have point 1 as being point 2 and point 2 as being point 1. So we'll find the slope and just reverse those. So this will now be point 1 here, and this will be point 2 here. So we'll put in -3 minus 1 for the y values. And again, we'll reverse the x values, so we'll have 5 minus 9. And we can add the opposite, so we have -3 plus -1, which is -4. 5 minus 9 is -4 as well, and -4 divided by -4 is +1, which you'll see is the exact same slope. And then because I told you that we could go ahead and reverse and use the other point, let's go ahead and use that in our point slope form as well. So we have y minus y sub 1, and we're using the other point, so that will be the one on this point, equals m is still 1, and we'll use the x value of this point as well. So we have x minus 9. And then we have y minus 1 equals, multiplying the 1 into here with the distributive, we get 1 times 1 is x, and 1 times 9 is 9. So we get x minus 9. And then we need to add 1 to both sides. So we get the 1's canceled, so we are left with y equals x. Negative 9 plus 1 is minus 8, and you'll see we have the exact same equation no matter which way, and we're all done again for those of you who wanted to stay for the extra mile.